It's one of these again. Last year they also put out a super pack for these Marvel mechs. Now, when these mechs came out January of 2021, which is still this year, I decided not to get any of them because I had a feeling, because since if Costco put out this is where I got it, by the way. If Costco was going to put out a triple pack for the mechs like they did last year, I had a feeling that they were going to do it again this year. Boy, I was right. When it hit, I think when it was the summer, when it hit August, and I went to Costco, before I knew it, I saw this sitting on the shelf for, I think it was 30 bucks or $25. I don't quite remember. It was definitely a deal, though. It was definitely much better in terms of value, because I think these are like, what, $15 each if you buy them separately. So basically, do the math. You buy a triple pack for like 30 bucks. You're essentially saving like a couple $10. Of course, Costco is known for selling these big super packs. They've sold much bigger super packs I've seen in my time. Some that I kind of regret not getting. Some I wish I had, but some I didn't really care about. But in this case, I know it's pretty late. I bought this super pack in the summer. I just didn't have time to get to it. So many new things kept getting thrown in front of me. I had priorities in life and stuff. And now eventually I can get to it. So, of course, you want to see the super pack I did last year, you can always check it out. Click here, click the end screen, or click the links in the descriptions if I remember to put them in. But yeah, so this super pack, now I don't know, because I'm doing this in December, I don't think Costco is selling it anymore, but so you might need to scour other toy stores, or maybe just the internet, like eBay or something, to see if you can find it. But I got mine from Costco. Of course, this set isn't rare. You can still get these 3 mechs right now, I think, at least until they retire. You can still get them individually. It's just really the only thing that's special about the super pack is the box, really, and just the value. Now, of course, the super pack is called Mech Armor Collection. This is set 66671, and it consists of the Captain America mech, the Miles Morales mech, and the Thor mech. Did they release any more this year? I don't know if I missed. Am I missing any? No, I don't think so. I don't know. Anyways, so what I did last year was I opened it and then showed you the set separately. But this year I decided to cut the hassle. And I had them built already. Ta-da! But I'm gonna finish showing you the box first, because I guess this is what everyone's gonna be here to see. You got the 3 figures up here: Miles Morales, of course, Thor, and Cap. At the back, just a display of the 3 mechs, and then just to show you that this super pack is actually consisting these 3 mech sets. So there's that. There's your box. So as you can see, I have all the mechs built, but of course, when you open the box, you essentially get these just in it. So of course you can find these boxes on their own. Now, at the time when I'm making this video, they just announced new mechs for next year, but then they canceled it. So this might be a mech video that you will see for a long time. I don't know when we'll see the next one, but anyways, here you go. So this is the Captain America one. Captain America Mech Armor, set 76168. Beautiful. In the Avengers compound background, as you can see. Here's the back of just Cap and the mech with the shield. Massive Hero Factory shield piece on the back of the mech, just like that. And then the Miles Morales box. Looks like you just swing through the streets of New York. Set 6171 with 125 pieces. Here's the back of him shooting the same webs that you also shoot from the mech. So there's that. Epic. As you can see, this one is different in terms of the coloring of the box. Not that a lot of you care, but there are some of you who do care. So this is for you guys. Finally, but definitely not the least, here is the Thor one, set 76169 with 139 pieces. This is some good photo editing here on the back. That is some good art. Here's the back. Looks like the mech is just holding Mjolnir. Okay. And then so there's that. Those are the boxes, the big box and then the individual boxes. So now let's look at the mechs. Let's start off with Captain America. Now, what I said about the mechs from last year, I think I'll repeat it for this year. I'm not particularly fond of the idea of the mechs. It's just like, I get it, for some people it's cool, you know, it's cool to see the concept of it. But for me personally, I don't hate it. Okay, I don't have anything against the idea of these mech sets, but they're just, to me, just they're whatever. They're not terrible, but they're whatever. But I like the creativity that went into this, and I guess this is an affordable way to collect a certain like superhero that you're looking for. Like this one, this is a pretty cheap way to get Captain America. I think there's an even cheaper set now that has Captain America. But also, if you're looking for parts, some of these sets do have exclusive pieces, like this one. This is a Hero Factory piece from the Shield piece. Glad to see that these pieces still exist. So of course, the print is very exclusive, being the actual Shield print. I don't really like how there's just this weird gray. It's the pin, the Lego piece, the pin. But I just don't like how it just stands out in the middle like that. They should have found a way to cover it up, maybe with a stud or something, because that just looks really weird. That ruins the overall vibe of the Shield. Of course, articulation is absolutely spot on these mechs. These are all using ball sockets, not Hero Factory ball sockets, but like the brick integrated ball sockets. You can move the fingers as well. Of course, not really the strongest grip, but there is articulation, that's good. The shield is actually attached on the wrist like this, as you can see. So there is still space. You can still grab onto stuff with the hands without, you know, needing to hold the shield, and that's good. Of course, lots of articulation on the knees, the legs, the ankles, you name it. You can really pose up these mechs into some sick poses, like that. Like say, like he's blocking, you know, in the most Cap style, blocking something with a shield, and do it just like that. And you'll notice there is waist articulation. It's only 180, as you can see, because there's this little piece sticking on the bottom to just keep it from spinning 360. I guess logically it makes sense, because it would be weird if the mechs can spin 360 and it's not controlled by a robot. I don't know. I guess it makes sense. Now, of course, you can take out the figure. You will notice I am having a hard time standing, and that's because the foundation, the friction up here isn't really the strongest. Now, back in Hero Factory days, they had these friction adder pieces where you add on the existing leg joints or whatever, and it makes, you know, it adds friction. Therefore, the weight wouldn't completely crush the foundation of the figure. And I really wish it developed something like that similar with the brick integrated ball joints. Unfortunately, it's not the case, because just the top half of this mech is particularly heavy. Chest piece with an exclusive print. I think that's a print. Yep, that is a print of the Cap shield. To take the figure out, you just simply lift the chest piece down. The figure slides out beautifully, just like that. So there's your Captain America figure. I think this is the same one we've seen. I noticed these straps are on this side, and then there are no strap prints. So of course you've got the hair. You can have Cap without the helmet on. But I guess that's okay, making it part of the face print. Just your average Cap figure. As you saw in the box art, you could remove the shield, just like that. Just like that. It's a Lego. Like, it's a stud. It's not a Technic pin. So actually removing it is very easy. Just remove it like that, and you can see where to stick it. You literally just put it back here. If I can line it up, there we go. Just like the box art says. So if you want the mech to be free, not holding the shield, there you go. Just like that. And I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. So overall, the Cap mech is actually pretty good. Now, last year's Thanos mech I absolutely hated, but looks like this year they didn't do it. But so far, Cap's mech is off to a strong start, but I will say it's probably the weakest if I'm looking at the three. Just to be a little bit ahead of myself. But next up, we got Thor. This one is a pretty cool, neat design. I love this Mjolnir. And the blue at the end to add to the lightning effect, that is a cool design. Not just your average hammer, you know? That's the whole point of Mjolnir. It's not supposed to be your average hammer. It is, of course, attached on a Technic pin, so you can loosen up the fingers, and you'll still have a strong, steady grip. Again, same articulation with the ball joints. Again, the same problem with the weight, not enough friction going on at the waist. And of course, you got, you know, just you get these little flaps. Not quite sure what these are. I guess maybe to represent the cape. I don't know. They are stickers on the top for shoulder pads. The feet, it's again weak, but then it is quite chubby, as you can see. It just adds, I guess it adds the texture to it. You can see there is a minifigure version of Mjolnir just clipped on the side. More stickers here for the additional details. I like that a lot. This again has a waist articulation as well. Again, only 180. It makes sense, in my opinion. And yeah, I guess my favorite thing about this mech is the Mjolnir piece. Definitely, it's a very nice build. At the front, there's your torso build with the next so nice piece. Notice how the Caps doesn't have the next so nice piece for the chest, but Thor's does, and so does Miles. So that's pretty unique. To take Thor out, of course, is the same concept. The minifigure, the way you attach the minifigures into these mechs are very easy and convenient and great for playability, of course. That's mostly the most important thing with any toy, is the playability. And if the kid playing will have a fun experience playing of it. And with that comes easy convenience, and of course this mech has it. Now, I guess this is Thor Ragnarok Thor, judging by what he looks like here. If the camera can focus. Yeah, this looks like the Thor Ragnarok Thor. You can see that Chris Hemsworth face because he doesn't have his cape. He's wearing the helmet. Of course, it's his comic book helmet, but he is wearing it in Ragnarok to fight the Hulk. So I'm gonna assume this is Thor Ragnarok. Thor. But not my favorite in particular. Yeah, I'm not too fond of this Thor figure, but it's whatever. Still better than Thanos. 100%, it's still better than Thanos. I'm sorry, I just don't like that set at all. That Thanos mech, absolutely disgusting. Finally, but definitely not the least, I think this one is definitely my favorite, not just in terms of the design, but the color scheme as well. However, I'm gonna say this right off the bat, I already see the main problem with the Miles Morales mech here is the legs. It's way too skinny. Compared with the Thor and Cap, you can see there is thickness, there is texture going on in the legs, but these are just skeleton skinny legs. Kind of just I don't know. That really affects the foundation. Of course, the friction problem up here, so it's not gonna stand up particularly well on its own. But this has lots of articulation on the arms. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 points of articulation. So you can seriously get some serious poses going on here. Of course, useful for a Spider-Man-like figure like Miles. You can see the webs is attached like this. Of course, he can't actually make the web shooting gesture with his fingers, but it's close enough. What else? Oh yeah, you got the Spider-Man symbol on it. I guess it's like a web shield. These are, I guess, some web boosters. Not quite sure what the point of these are, but they do add to it. Now, if you know me well, you've heard me say this, and I will say this again. Red and black is one of my all-time favorite color schemes, and this mech definitely shows that. So it is very, very good. Now, finally, of course, let's take Miles out. My first ever Miles figure. Never collected the older Spider-Man sets, so this one is a first for me. But he does have a hood. Okay, that's special. Didn't expect this hood piece, but definitely welcome. Doesn't have 2 faces, as you can see. With the sweater and all that, I think this figure does have some exclusive prints to it, therefore marking up the rarity of this figure. So I have a feeling this figure might go up in value in the future, but I personally do like it. I love how there's dual colors running in the legs, so that is pretty solid. I am all for this figure, and over for this mech in general. This mech is awesome. Now, of course, if you have to buy these figures individually, then I'm gonna rate them individually, of course. as if you would to buy. But of course, if you buy the super pack, it is great. But I will say from the three, my favorite is definitely Miles, Thor second, and Cap comes last. Not saying it's bad. Thanos one is straight up bad, but the Cap is just, it's okay, but he's compared with the other two, I have to say the Cap is last. Now, I will say, so if you're gonna ask, what mech should I buy, you know, before they retire? Miles for sure. If you're a Spider-Man fan, definitely Miles. And then Thor. just buy those two separate. Like if you're buying them separately. What I like about Thor in particular, of course, is the Mjolnir. That build is awesome, and I think if Hero Factory comes back, it may actually look pretty decent on a Hero Factory figure. Just saying. But overall, I do think this trio of mechs is a lot better than the one we got last year. Last year was, I think it was Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Thanos. But this year, all three of them are pretty strong, and I think they're pretty good. So it's a good thing I waited when they came out for this super pack, so I can do them all at once. And overall, the super pack is good value. So, yeah. For Miles, I will say a 9 out of 10. Just the legs, it's just what I don't like about it. Thor is good. I don't like the minifigure, but the rest is fine. And Cap is great and all, but just and there's something about it that's off. There's just something about it. But anyways, that is it for the super pack video. If you want to see the other super pack video I did with the other three mechs, check that out. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And we will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.